It is so great to talk to the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, Valentina Shevchenko, who's coming off a successful title defense this past Saturday at UFC 266, getting that finish on Lauren Murphy. Valentina, how are you?
Doing good, amazing.
That's great to hear. What a performance that was. Just first, before we talk about the finish and the fight itself, how nice was it fighting in Las Vegas again, this time with fans? I know that's something we talked about pre-fight.
For me now, it's every time I fight with the fans, it feels so special. I mean, I think that now people starting to really appreciate all this, like that coming back to the normal life, and I mean, it means a lot for me because kind of like. Uh, I don't know, it just feels so great.
Yeah.
So like good to be back and the normal rhythm of the life when people like free to do like and they just can come and hang out with each one, going for to their like favorite events without like being restricted. It just feels so good.
Yeah, it was great. You feed off the energy, don't you? When you hear the crowd and when you're in the cage, it's definitely better having the fans there. So I thought that was great. Again, I talked about it off the top. You finished Lauren Murphy. I know you had when we spoke pre-fight, you sort of felt like the fight could have gone a number of different ways. But were you expecting a later finish in the fight, or what was sort of your expectations going into the fight?
I trying to like not to build up the expectation what I like because if you're put it in your head, you can rush things, and sometimes it works very fine like to rush it like but sometimes it can work like the other way, and definitely you don't want the other way. I don't want the other way. That's why it's I definitely put my mind to see the moment clearly when I can finish the fight, and I like slowly but surely I go into it like towards the when I will have my moment to finish the fight. But definitely I don't want to commit any mistake and rushing things too much and having like regret feeling afterwards.
Yes. It looked like, once you hit her, you sort of, you went in for the kill. It looked like something you'd see in a video game. Like it's like you hit a special move. And, once you had kicked Lauren, it seemed like she was down and out. Did you know she was hurt from that initial kick? Is that why you sort of went for the kill? What was your, take me through that sequence of finishing Lauren in the fight.
Most I was when I felt it, it's like from the not from much from the kick, but more from the first punch,
Okay.
and it was like right hook, yes. And this is when I kind of like this is my moment. This is when it's clicked in my head. You go there, you go, you finish, and funny story. Yesterday I was in LA. I flew there to see Halle Berry because we kind of like preparing some good stories for the premiere and premiere of the movie, The Bruce,
Yes.
right? And there was we have a like fight scene in the movie that kind of like I was telling her that when I was watching on recap and watching it like after everything finished my fight with Lauren, and I said, this scene it looks very familiar to me, and when you will see the movie, you will understand why.
Interesting.
I was laughing.
That's great. How is it? I mean, you developed a friendship with Halle from doing the movie. Do you get starstruck at all when you see an actress like that, or is it just like is it just like seeing another person? Like, what's it like having a relationship with a famous Hollywood movie actress like Halle Berry?
It's when I speak to her, when I'm with her, I see a friend. I see a nicest person, a person like with like very beautiful soul, and so like knowing much more, like so much things different, that she has so much experience in the life, and it's not, it's kind of like so easy to speak with her, so like amazing to feel her energy because she's creating so beautiful energy around her. And I can tell you that the whole group when we were filming the movie and seeing the whole team, they was so great, just like spreading the like perfect vibe around. And I was like, oh, I sharing my emotions with them, like, yeah, saying, and they told me that you will know in the future whole crew is the same.
That's true.
It
So you got
was my
lucky. Yeah,
experience. It was the best experience, amazing experience, and
that's
it's
great.
kind of I think very special moments for me as well. And yeah, and coming back about the fight, and definitely it was kind of like now it's everything so tied together. Even some moves, some things, it's coming from there to the real life. So it's everything so tight now.
Yes, no, that's pretty interesting that happened. We saw after the fight, you got a photo with Daniel Cormier. I also saw you got a photo with the ring card girls after the fight. Was that sort of because of the comments you had made pre-fight about how, you know, ring card girls are important? Was that something you consciously did? Was you wanted to take a picture with the ring card girls, or did it just happen naturally?
Oh yeah, it just happened naturally. I
Oh,
was
okay. I
working
wasn't
out.
sure because you made the comments. I thought maybe, hey, it's like, hey, I just want to support you, you know?
Yeah, it's my message is only that like as I post a picture in my Instagram page, and the caption was like beautiful saves the world.
Yes.
This is my message to the whole people that definitely everyone can have their opinion and do whatever they want, having ring girls in their local promotion or not having the ring girls. But I just want to say one thing,
Mhm.
that ring girls, they are like I would say we can probably mention it as a cultural legacy of the fight events,
Yes.
of like mixed martial arts events, all fight events. It's just they are the same part as anyone. Yes, maybe they are not fighters, and people come to see the fight, but they are like big part of it. They are like were there since the beginning, and like in the biggest promotion, and they have to be there. And I will say every time that beautiful woman, to see a beautiful woman in any event, not only fight event, but if you go like in theater, what you can see, beautiful woman, right? And you see how like she dressed good. And if we are speaking, because we are speaking fight movies and everything, what we see on these festivals, beautiful woman dressed beautifully nice. And it's kind of like it's nice to see. And if you see like someone like without like brush the hair like
Yeah.
in
Messy
like
hair or
put
anything. Yeah.
like
I know what you mean.
whatever in, you kind of like, okay, this is a part of the life. It's like, but what you want to see, something beautiful, to create something beautiful. And this is my message, that this is just beautiful to see beautiful girls in the event. And it was like all the time the part of it. It was since the beginning, it will be. But definitely everyone has their opinions, they can have or not have, it's their business.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I see it's from the perspective that everything what we do have to bring some message, and it has to be beautiful. Doesn't matter if you are painting like a paint, or like creating a musician like a song or something like that. It has to be beautiful.
Yeah, no, very, very well said. Did you have a chance to watch any of the other card, like the main event? Did you have a chance to see Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega's fight?
I saw partially
Mhm.
while I was doing like my media stuff
That's
after
right.
the
Yeah.
fight, and we have like all screens, like TVs everywhere. And yeah, definitely, I didn't see first rounds.
Mhm.
I saw third and like partially fourth and fifth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I it was like I
It
saw
was
them all.
crazy. I honestly thought, and maybe I want to get your thoughts on this. I thought the fight was going to end in the third round when Ortega had that choke in. I thought it was over. And credit to Volkanovski, he got out of that choke and was able to persevere and win the fight. But what did you think of that third round? It was really interesting.
It's not just a credit to Alexander, it's a huge credit. It's saying about his toughness,
Yeah.
about his spirit, about his motivation, about what it means for him to win the fight, to retain his belt. It's kind of like, I totally agree that not everyone would like continue. Not everyone would fight till the end to get out from this choke. Not everyone, definitely. It's just show how what huge spirit he has, and what kind of the fighter he is, and what like he doesn't matter what, he will find the way to get out from that position and be the winner in the fight.
Yes, very well said. And then the other fight on the card, I don't know if you got to see it, but Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz. Did you have a chance to see that fight? Did you catch the highlights?
No, it was kind of like right after like before my fight,
Okay.
and I already was like totally into the mood of the fight. My walk-ins, I definitely was like paying a lot of attention how fighters go, because I had to be sure that I'm ready for my entrance. But yeah, I just saw a few moments, no more.
Okay, interesting. So I mentioned it there. Obviously, your sister's going to be fighting against Casey O'Neill. How did Antonina's camp go? It must have been good timing with both of you fighting relatively close together.
Yeah, it's amazing to have the same training camp. For Antonina, it's a little bit extended because I already finished my job and now it's her turn. But everything going smoothly, everything going perfectly. I would say she is very strong, and she's like in good mental and physical shape. And yeah, it's gonna be another like. Where everyone has to put all their like power together to make successfully for everyone. So yes, I completely believe in her power, that what she is gonna bring, and I know she's gonna do amazing.
Did you did either of you train with Casey when she was at Tiger Muay Thai? Because I know she spent some time there, a few years back. Did you guys ever train together?
No, I don't know. I definitely saw cases there. I knew that she's training in Tiger Muay Thai, but no, I never trained with her.
Okay, interesting. And Antonina, I'm assuming, didn't either, right?
Um, if I'm not mistaken, no.
Okay. Yeah, no, I figured as much. That's interesting there. So as always, now that the fight's over, we can look ahead to other things in your career. It seems to me, and tell me if I'm wrong here, I think the winner of the Joanne Calderwood and Alexa Grasso fight would make the most sense for your next challenger. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Because Valentina, you're running out of contenders at this point. You keep defeating them.
I didn't start to think about it yet.
Yeah.
Let me enjoy my time.
Yes, for sure, absolutely. But I will mention, and not looking past that fight, but a lot of people do want to see you fight Joanne Calderwood. You were supposed to before she took the Jennifer Maia fight and ended up losing. But do you feel like that's sort of the one last contender in the division, at least, on the forefront, just because like Joanne's sort of the biggest name left, I would think, out of the contenders? Just your thoughts on that upcoming fight. I would think it's pretty pivotal for your division.
It's very hard to say about Joanne, because yeah, definitely, it's. I think it's gonna be good challenge for her, like in the face of Alexa Grasso. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know how she gonna do there,
Mhm.
because I don't know, this all this like Jennifer Maya and Lauren Murphy. It's very hard to say who's gonna be the winner
Right.
of this fight,
Yeah.
right? Knowing more that Alexa, she's like coming in very good fight win streak, right?
Mhm.
And she's going like all the way up, up, up to doing her things. I don't know. Maybe people just will want more to see the fight me against Alexa Grasso,
Okay.
but I don't know. All will be depends of the
Of
fight, how
course. Yeah.
it's going, and yeah, if she will win, it's gonna be more things toward her, and definitely if she like lose, it's gonna change everything.
And again, the other name that's sort of always thrown out there, and I know we bring it up in every interview, but I have to ask, is obviously Amanda Nunes, who will be fighting Juliana Pena. You fought both fighters. Does Juliana have a chance in this fight against Nunes? Because if you look at the odds right now, they very much favor Amanda Nunes in that fight. How do you see that fight playing out?
I will say that everyone who's stepping inside of the octagon, they all have
Yeah.
chances. No matter who fight with who, it all depends. And fighter life, fighter, like as a like fighter, it's so much factors what can be good or bad for them, and it's kind of like no matter how you prepare, no matter what you do, sometimes it's just happen what happened. And there is so many factors: who is more motivated, who is like more was dedicated in the training, who is more lucky in the moment of the fight, who is more like I don't know. It's so much things. What's happening in their
Mhm.
heads? How much Amanda she's focused on the
Mhm.
fight? How much she's like wanted? If she still wanted it the same way. If definitely, I'm not speaking about Juliana
Mhm.
because she definitely wanted,
Yeah,
and she's going towards it. So it's so many things what can be like a major factor in the fight.
absolutely.
That's why I think they everyone has chances. Definitely if we are still looking like by the statistics, the fights, definitely one is more favorite, another like has many chances, but it's no matter how what is the numbers, everyone still have
For
chance.
sure. Now, let's say I won the lottery, Valentina, and I was given, I don't know, $1 million. And I gave you that $1 million and I said, hey, you got to put this money on this fight, Nunes or Pena. Who are you putting your money on?
It's not fair to asking me that
See,
question.
that's my background way of trying to get a pick. But no, I understand. Yeah. It's tough.
I don't like to pick the one
But it's
like
my money.
that
I'm
because
giving you the money, so it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You were forced to make a pick because I gave you the money. Who are you picking?
yeah, you are. I know that you are not giving me money, but that's why I'm not
Okay,
rushing
fair
to
enough.
give
Fair
my.
enough. Well, let's say we lived in a different life. I win $1 million. I give you the $1 million. You probably put it on Amanda, I
Uh-huh.
would think, just because of what Amanda's done, over the last little bit. Not counting out Juliana, but I think, looking at this fight optically, I think Amanda has more ways to win the fight. Would you agree with that at least?
It's more reasonable.
There we
Yeah,
go. There we
definitely,
go.
it's more to put money on
There we go.
her.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. And I am sure have you had a chance to go back and watch that second fight with you and Amanda? Have you had a chance to do that since you guys have fought?
No, I didn't watch it since like I watched it like when it was a few months, like a month after the fight, and since early,
Yeah.
like
And
never.
you still stand by the position that you felt like you won that fight, right? And a lot of other people feel that
Oh
way
yeah.
too.
Oh yes, definitely, and it's kind of like no doubt there. And if it wouldn't be the last round one takedown, what it was there, like it would be completely like different. And in that moment, judges they were more affected by she's the champion, this is a challenger, so it's kind of like pressure in their heads, and they have to have. So, it was kind of like a reason I would say they were feeling more like everyone would be judged
Mhm.
them because they had like maybe preferences or something like that. That's why probably they went like it was split decision, not everyone.
Right. No, no, I agree.
And
Yeah, one of the judges gave you it.
the
So,
other side, they just was thinking, okay, better I do the safer things,
yeah.
like I put on a champion. So it was like more safer for them, but it was not. No, yeah, it going back, it's. I don't think that it was right. Yeah.
Something that's come up recently, we've heard a few fighters talk about that is fighter pay. I know as a champion, you have a lot of opportunities. I see you wearing the monster shirt. I know you've been very well compensated as a champion, but do you feel like as a whole, the UFC is compensating their fighters well because they, obviously they have the pay, but there's also the Performance Institute. There's a lot of other things that the UFC does for the fighters. Do you feel like the fighters are fairly compensated?
you know who I would say like speak more like that stuff that it's not fair or
Mhm.
something like that. People who didn't fight in different
Right.
promotions,
Okay.
people who didn't know what's
Mhm.
happening, people in the world, people didn't know how other promotion treat their
Mhm.
fighters. So if you don't know, yeah, you are speaking, you are hearing like all these crazy numbers of boxers, they are receiving like millions and millions dollars, and they're like, and why we are not receiving millions dollars? And if you're seeing about like boxers, how many of them they are receiving them? 1, 2% maybe, and the rest what do you think? The rest of the fighters receiving thousands? No. And even like poor boxers, they, for example, when they are starting, they have to sell their own
Yeah.
tickets to get their own purse for the fight. You imagine what a person has to do. They
You have to
have
train
to
and you have to sell
go.
tickets. It's a lot. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is insane. This is crazy. This is what has to be judged. Like, it's not only you are coming, you are preparing, you are receiving some like fight purse, but no, you have to sell your tickets to receive your fight purse. This is unfair. This is what mostly unfair. And if we are speaking about UFC treat all their fighters super good. And I'm speaking not about money. I'm speaking about everything, the medical care, how the UFC like crew, the team during the fight weeks, they treat everyone, accommodations, they're trying to do it the nicest way, like transportation. They're responsible about everything. If you ask something, they will try to help you. They not want to say, oh, what is are you in prelims? No, I'm not gonna do anything for you. No, they don't do it. They just treat everyone the same. Everyone trying to like help and trying to do the best for the fighters. And I think everyone getting paid like what they like deserve,
Yeah,
right? And yeah, as I say, they just say it because they don't know what people get in fighting in other
for sure.
promotions. For example, they if sometimes they receive like 1,500, it's amazing. They are happy because a huge money. And here people, they're like, what is 1,500? It's kind of like, oh, I'm complaining. Like sometimes they are complaining about they are receiving like from the sponsorship about like how many, like 5,000, 7,000 a month, and doing completely nothing, just posting two pictures on their social media, and they are still complaining about it. It's not enough. It's definitely we can see it's never enough. No matter how you receive, it's never enough. But no, I totally, my opinion about what they are saying and speaking, it's only because they don't know what's
Yeah.
happening in different.
There you go. Okay, well that's very well said. Just two more quick questions. I don't know if I asked you about her before, but have you been watching Kayla Harrison at all and what she's been doing in PFL, the judo Olympian who's come over to MMA?
I didn't watch her fights, but I know she's kind of like finishing everyone in the first
Yeah.
round, just smashing everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, right? Because, there's some comparisons around to Rousey with her, background and then also just finding a lot of success. I think there's some rumors about her being in the UFC maybe next year. I'm sure you'd be excited about that. I know you guys would never fight because it's such a big jump in weight, but you must be pretty intrigued to see someone like Kayla making a lot of noise outside the UFC.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good for female sport, female martial arts to have strong women like in the UFC, outside the UFC, like everywhere. It means that it's so popular like around the world. So it's just amazing. Definitely, it's very hard, I think, for her to find someone like really in high level because of the weight
Yeah.
class. It's not that many girls who are like walking. Their natural weight
Yes.
is
Yes,
bigger
exactly. Yeah.
because they can weight more like but it doesn't mean that it's their weight. They just carry some extra
Yeah.
pounds on them. Yeah, that's why I think the natural if you have like this your natural power and your weights that much, so it's every time it's best for you. It's like best for her because it's her like natural power and strength. So yeah, and I just my opinion, it will be like very hard for her to find opponents in her weight
Yeah, no,
class.
for sure. I completely agree with that. Taking a sharp turn here, some unfortunate news that happened on Friday. I don't know if you saw it. Jon Jones getting arrested right after the Hall of Fame. What was your reaction to that? I think it's just, we want to see Jon fight, and it's just so unfortunate that he's now involved again with the law. It's just really unfortunate news.
Yeah, it's very sad news. I would say for all MMA community, because everyone was kind of like waiting his return to the octagon, because he's really brilliant. He's really like very gifted with the skills, with the like character, with everything, and yeah. mm, I would like that probably he could have someone, a person who can guide him like through the life, and saying like what is important, what is not. And like sometimes you just have to like chill, relax, don't do crazy thing, because there is some more like more important things in the
Mhm.
life. But yes, definitely I just want to wish him just find his way, and uh, just focus in martial
Yes.
arts, because martial arts give you like happiness. It's definitely a lot of work, a lot of struggles, a lot of dedication. By the end of the day, it's like it's everything. It's give you so much more back that you just cannot be more happy than
Yeah, for sure.
do this thing.
Well said. On another note, on a happier note, do you have any travel plans coming up? Because I know you always love traveling after your fights. Obviously, Antonina fights on Saturday, but after that, do you guys have any plans booked?
Yes, we have some not the travel like big
Mhm.
travels, because I will have few things to do, and the most important things is getting ready for
That's right.
premiere
Oh yeah, movie premiere, of course. Yeah, you got that
of
next.
Bruce with Halle, and this is my priority number one
Mhm.
now. So yeah, I just very excited about that, and I just really want to see how it's like the outcome of everything. But yes, yeah, I would love to visit my home country. I would love to visit my family, and I think this is the right time to do it. So I looking forward to make a plans for this
And,
trip.
and when would you like to get back in the cage again? I know we're a couple days removed. You got the movie premiere. You have, obviously going, you want to do some traveling. Is it safe to say probably, early next year, maybe spring next year? Is that kind of what you're thinking of for your next title defense?
I won't say that like when I planning, because if UFC will approach to me and say, Valentina, yeah, can you fight in a
Mhm.
month? I would say
Of course.
yes.
Yeah. You want to keep active for sure. When is the movie premiere? For those who don't know, when will the movie be coming out and when do you have your premiere?
So it's middle of
Okay.
November on Netflix. So I think it's or 13 or no, it's 25, 25 or 15 of
Okay, it's in
November. I think
November though. That's what
25.
we know, right? So that's good.
Mhm.
Okay, well we'll
Yeah.
be looking out for that. So probably wouldn't want to have a fight, in December if you have the movie premiere in November, right? I would think probably next year if we're kind of playing, the calendar here. I know you won't say no to a fight, but I'm sure you'd like to do the movie premiere, enjoy yourself, and then get back to a full training camp.
Yeah, definitely it's the perfect plan. It's like the best what can
Mhm.
happen. But yeah, I'm open for even like to sacrifice anything.
Of course.
So like because for me, my fight career, my fight life, it's every time was and will be number
For
one.
sure. And you always make time for interviews, Valentina, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Oh yeah, just like everyone who was part of my training camp, part of my preparation, and it's truly like many people that I just don't want to start to mention them, because it's kind of like I'm afraid to lose some names. But through all the preparation, and every time I try to post them on my Instagram, like to share, to tag, just. Uh, mm, to give just a little bit of credit, and just like to say thank you what they're doing for me. And yeah, definitely it's kind of like it's amazing. I feel so blessed to have all people what I have around me that helping me to build my legacy, to build my like everything. And yeah, it's just amazing.
Great.